How you doing, guys? So, the gist is my video, for some reason, isn't working at all throughout this video, this little chat between myself and Amazee. However, do enjoy. Mwah!
Hey, sweetheart, how are you? You okay?
I'm good, thank you, Debs. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, darling. Really good. Just
It's
wanted
nice to see you again.
yeah, nice to see you too. Just wanted to say hi to everyone as well. Hope you're all well out there and enjoying all the good news about the mandates being dropped, which is really good. Did you hear about that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's some things happening in America and Canada as
Canada
well.
with the truckers, yeah.
It's
Still
very
going on.
exciting time.
Yeah. It's all good. It's all good. It's all people power.
Yeah, it's a
It's what it's
perfect
about.
time to sit back and work on oneself, which is kind of what we're going to be talking about today. It's very important, the theme today, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, feminine and masculine energy we're going to touch on, because we spoke about sovereignty last time, didn't we? And sort of touched a little bit on masculine, feminine energy, and how this time that we're in now is a very feminine energy, the golden age. This is where the feminine energy rises. So there's been quite a big shift from masculine to feminine energy. We're probably about 70% in female and feminine energy now. We're going to make these slips, right? Because it's how we translate what the energy is. We kind of get that feminine energy is more to do with females when it isn't. We all, like both men and women, have masculine, feminine energy within them. So it's kind of why I think it's important to like touch base on it, so we can kind of all look within ourselves and find out where we're in balance with masculine and feminine, or out of balance with masculine and feminine.
Yeah, I think I was introduced to more in depth to this when I started doing my dance courses, and I kind of understood how important it is because, you know, as human beings, we are born into this world, and this world has been created with that duality. There is a duality. There's the feminine energy, the masculine energy, the yin, the yang, you know.
Yeah, indeed.
The dark, the light. There's a duality, and it's learning how to bring that duality into balance so that it merges, and we evolve as human beings, you know, with those two energies together, you know. And it's very important to understand, you know, what these energies represent. What are the traits of each of those energies?
Yeah, indeed.
And understand that we all have them, but that some of us, because of whatever conditioning or, you know, whatever we've lived, we might have more of a masculine energy showing or a feminine energy showing, or whether we're men or women as well, you know.
What the human condition actually dictates to us as well, the human conditioning of that. Because actually, as energies, if you look at it as a dimension, it's not a gender. You kind of fall away from it being a gender, which is, it's very hardwired. I mean, I have an insight to masculine, feminine energy, but I still realize that when speaking about it, I can slip up and say male or man or woman or female, you know, like, so it's very hardwired in our everyday life as to what masculine and feminine energies are.
The conditioning is very dense, but that's because we've been, as I say, we've been brought into this system, into this matrix that we keep talking about, but it all comes down to that. Everything that we talk about comes down to, you know, the repression of the woman from before, you know, the not being able to be in contact with that feminine energy, you know, to be able to touch oneself, to be able to be a female, to be able to have sex without the Catholic Church saying it's a sin, you know, or, you know, all of that happened to women in those days. And so a lot of the feminine energy was kind of taken away You know, it was taken away from
and suppressed. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because the you know, the way we run things is very masculine, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Very masculine. Maybe we should speak about the traits of each energy, you know, like, for example, the masculine energy, what it represents, what traits. It's more about
intuition.
Yeah, it's more about discipline. It's about structure, isn't it? It's more logical, the masculine energy. It's more about, okay, I'm going to go and do this, and that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah,
you know?
And it's very, it's not wide focused. It's quite structured.
Yeah, it's very logical. It's simple.
Yeah, very single focused. It's
it's also the support. It's the feeling protect the masculine energy protects, you know, and supports.
Yeah,
supports and holds the space. Yeah. You know, it's like, for example, the river, the water is the feminine energy, and the actual ground of the river is the masculine energy of the planet, right?
Yeah,
it holds the feminine energy.
The structure. So
yeah, the structure.
I guess mountains. I wonder if they would be masculine.
Mountains would be masculine. Yes.
Mountains.
It's like, you know, stone. You know, it's yeah.
And water would represent feminine energy because it's very fluided. But
yeah, and wind would represent.
But
feminine.
Also, an erupting volcano is going to be feminine. That lava that's coming out from the middle of Mother Earth's core.
That's
feminine.
The passion. It can be,
and that's
fire,
destructive, right? Yes, but it's destructive with purpose, because what volcanoes will do is create new landmass and take out what doesn't need to be there. It's all in divine order. Yeah. So it's kind of, feminine energy is looked at like fluffy, but come on, you know, people that know me know that I'm not too fluffy. Right, but however, there's feminine energy as much as there is masculine energy within me, and if you look to your sisters that are kind of, you know, powerful women, they're not necessarily fluffy. They can be heartfelt, yes, but they can still say, well, actually, no, that's not correct, because, like, you know, you're a single mum, right? You must have had to you know, hold the reins on both masculine and feminine.
Yeah, I mean, I ran away from the father of my child when she was 1.5. So
right.
For me, it was like, it's difficult for single women in this world, because you have to play both parts.
Yeah.
You know, with my daughter, I have to play both parts. I have to be the one that directs, the one that decides, the one that structures her, the one that tells her how it is. No, you can't do that. But then I also have to be the one that's, you know, feeling her and being with her and playful and just soft with her and tender with her and have those moments. And it's really hard to do that, because sometimes, you know, they can't tell where to get you from, but you need to be very conscious of like how you're using these two energies, you know, because sometimes what happens is that I ended up just having too much masculine energy, way too much masculine energy. No man there to make me feel, you know, I didn't feel like I had time to be soft, because I had to set a business up. I had to take her to school. I had to do her homework. I had to do her clothes, give her food, and then do my creative in the nighttime. It's just like, there's no time to be soft with myself. There was no time. So my body pain was also came from, I had 10 years of chronic back pain, but I think a lot of the pain as well was because I was so stiff and rigid. Yeah, I was very stiff and very rigid. It was like, I can't fall. I have to keep going. I have to keep going. So I wasn't listening to my traumas. I wasn't giving myself the space to cry. I wasn't giving myself the space to feel and feel my emotions, to cry them out, and to actually say, you know what, I feel sad. Or you know what, I feel broken. I feel broken inside, and be with my heart, you know, and flow with that, and allow the river to flow, allow my tears to come out of my eyes, to cry, because to cry is the river of life, right? Yeah.
And also a great heart healer. Crying really heals the heart.
Well, it just makes you feel better, right? But if there's no time for that. So it can create body pain and disease as well if you do not have these two energies in balance. Because the female energy, again, speaking about the traits of the female energy, it's about feelings, emotions, expression, intuition as well. Because women kind of, it's something that women, they kind of know.
Yeah, that's gut feeling.
It's not just women. It's, you know, when men have that knowing, that's the feminine energy.
Yeah, exactly. But also what you was going through, what you're speaking about, you know, raising your child as a single mum, you went into survival mode, which is the masculine.
Correct.
Yeah. You know, so there wasn't really much time for the opposite of that is nurturing. So obviously you was nurturing, but it's kind of like to find that balance you're having to run to at the time. You obviously did it because I've met your daughter. She's lovely. So, you know, you've done a good job, babe. So of balancing that. But obviously, as you're speaking about it, you recognize that you was in masculine mode and maybe a little bit too much. So I get that because I've actually been there myself growing up in 70s London, where it was quite abusive and harsh as a mixed race person growing up in 70s London with skinheads chanting NF and, you know, wanting to kill you. I was a kid, for God's sake, you know, like I've run from like groups of skinheads before. I've had a gun put to my head. I've had a baseball bat put to my head because I asked for directions in the wrong area, you know, and all of this because of the color of my skin. And I had to man up. It's like, right, men want to freaking hurt me. You know what I mean? I have to man up and knock a couple out because it's survival mode. So yeah, I totally get that we have, as women, been through a very masculine time of it, because the golden age, what we've entered into now, as we've all seen, is it's the feminine energy present. We've all had to just be for 2 years. We've had to rest, because that's also feminine energy. Just sit down and rest, you know? Mm-hmm. You know, so it wasn't really about action and doing, and people got frustrated because it's like, well, I don't know how to sit and be. We're like, what does that, why do I have to do that? Like, there's things I need to do. So in contrast, it's been quite a huge end of, you know, like from one end of the spectrum to the other, because it's just sort of flipped on its head overnight, more or less.
I'm a firm believer that everything that happens for a reason, and that everything that happens for us, not to us. Okay. And even at a, you know, planetarian kind of view, bird's eye view, if you wish, we have the dark and the light. You know, it's like, it's kind of there for us to evolve and for us to ascend as human beings, right?
Yeah.
So for me, when I saw that we were locked in our houses, the first time we had the lockdown, it was April or something, or March, and I was in the UK. For me, it was a great opportunity to just rest and do the things that I never had time to do, and be in the home and care for the home and cook and create, be creative, and just flow with the freedom of not having to go to work and not having to, you know, that masculine energy was no longer there.
Yeah.
And I indulged. I just surrendered into that feminine energy.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed it. And I know a lot of people have done that. They have finally surrendered and realized and connected with their intuition. And perhaps they have started creating new things. And perhaps they've accepted that, okay, maybe that's just the way it is right now. Actually, I have time to do my creative stuff now. I have time to flow.
Feminine energy. Yeah.
I have time to play my music. I have time to just be with my kids. And you know what I mean? Like, and also time to just sit with my emotions.
Yeah.
And it's been a struggle. It has been a struggle, because a lot of us have been like, oh no, I'm just going to put, while we were on the lockdown, it was like people would start getting bored of just having a little party online. You know, at the beginning, it was like, whoa, this is so cool. You know, DJs online, you know, streamlining, and it was fab, right? But then after a while, you know, people are starting to get fidgety. It's just like, oh my God, I can't go to the club. I can't go out. I can't have a drink. And there's only so much drink you can have at home. So then, you know, we have the TV, we have our Netflix. So we just watch all of the Netflix programs. There's only so much you can do with that. You know, but this is why we've had to address ourselves.
Yeah.
You know, and we've had to, and that's the feminine energy. We are
sit.
As you're saying.
Sit in that dark space, because people think darkness is a negative thing. And it isn't. It's a really peaceful time. Like, if you like, my favorite time is like 4 or 5 in the morning, when there's no one out. And here in London, it's kind of like, it's still dark. So to get creative in that time and in that space is really beautiful. It's a really still time. Very, like, much stillness is there in that energy. And you can have a relationship with yourself. You can have some time with your thoughts, and, you know, it's very intuitive as well. You can allow your thoughts to come to you. And that's also feminine energy. What I've noticed, I don't know whether you've noticed, but things that I manifest, literally, I think of them and they come to me. I don't have to do anything to go and get them. It just falls.
Yeah, you've done the work. You've done the work, though, Debs. I mean, I also find that when I put myself to something, and I've learned that in my life, when I visualize something, you know, everything has actually come true. Everything that I visualized has come true. I was going to go back to my home now, and I was going to create my, you know, my dancing and my music from there. And I was going to, you know, live an amazing life. And yeah, I'm getting there, you know, and I'm working towards that, you know. And I think the feminine energy that is now present is helping us to be able to do that. Going back to what you said, you know, when you said in the nighttime in London, you know, it's like, I find that my creativity wakes up at night. I'm a night owl.
Yeah.
And I find that not having to go to work and not having to think about my business also allowed me to flow and to allow those messages to come in, those channelings. Yeah. Because when your higher self is talking to you, it's such a subtle little voice. It's like when you're washing up or you're walking, and then suddenly this little voice comes in, and it's like, oh yeah, this idea. And that's your higher self speaking to you, giving you all these ideas of what you can do. You know, it's not for you to go, oh, no. But when you do, oh, no, when the idea comes through and you go, oh, no, I'm not going to do that. I've got to pay my bills. I can't. That's the ego. That's the ego coming in and saying, no. You know, you can continue with whatever you're doing. But going back to what you were saying of having that time and that space, the stillness that is holding that space for you, that's the masculine energy holding that space for you. Isn't that weird? That's funny, isn't it? That's the masculine energy holding the space for you to flow with that feminine energy. That's how they merge together when they work together, you know? Yeah. And definitely.
And they do work together. That's kind of like, well, one of the reasons why I kind of was happy for us to talk about masculine and feminine is because they are very much one. If you look at the yin and yang sign from Taoism, it's merged, and they're also in one another. They are a perfect balance of being able to support one another. And like going back to the lockdowns, as you were saying, what I noticed when I was sort of sitting still and going out for walks in the park and whatever, nature was really active. Yeah. The Kundalini of Mother Earth has definitely risen. You know about Schumann resonance and all that, yeah. So the frequency is rising
right now.
Yeah, it's been rising consistently from 2012. Yeah, and
that's because of humanity meditating. That is because of humanity.
Definitely. And well, plus also we are connected to this planet. You know, what's happening for her is happening for us. What's happening for us is happening for her. So it's a perfect setting for her to just say, okay, yeah, come on, birds, bees, let's start flexing. Because that was really holding me, because I saw goldfinches. I've never seen goldfinches in London. Yeah, so I was seeing wildlife really quite active and just being actually active, but just being present, not being so scared of humans also, right? So the Kundalini was really rising and taking its presence, which was lovely to see.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, it was everywhere, wasn't it? In the birds of, I was in Brighton at the time, and you had birds flying really close. I mean, it was just really beautiful. And it just goes to show that, you know, Mother Earth is actually giving us this opportunity to be with that feminine energy, you know, and there's nothing wrong with Mother Earth. And again, all of this worry about, oh, climate change and, oh my God, we have to, that is all part of the system, because actually she's rebirthing the same as we are. You know, all these volcanoes and all these earthquakes, all of this is her. She's expanding, you know, and Earth is also feminine energy. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's really a time to relax, you know, and not worry about having to go and find a job and having to cover your bills. And yeah, it's important, but actually we're covered. Mother Earth, you know, we are covered, we are protected, because we're going to have a different way of being, a different way of life very soon. And therefore, all we need to do is make sure that we balance these two energies together, and that we discover, you know, who we really are. We discover what we are made of. We discover what has not been told to us. Okay?
Yeah.
The thing is that it's like, okay, so say, for example, you've got your girlfriend, you're a male, and you've got a lot of masculine energy. Yeah. A lot of women nowadays, this is the thing, they twisted stuff. So they twisted stuff with women, you know, being repressed, and women can't do this, can't do that. And then through the years, suddenly now women have been speaking out. Yeah. So the system, the dark ones, jump on that. And then they start going, okay, feminism, we don't need any men anymore. You know, bigging up feminism. You know, all you men are idiots. And then,
what is that?
Beyonce's dancing up and down, you know,
and also,
what's that song she sings? One of the women of the women of the women. It's fine to praise women, but whoa, you know what I mean? Like they have too much masculine energy there.
Yeah, you know? No, I hear you.
Women are playing the masculine energy, like we don't need you, because we have feminine energy and we also have our masculine energy. So what happens with men is that they don't feel that they're able. They don't feel they're capable anymore.
Yeah.
They don't feel like they can't be the one that decides in the household anymore.
Yeah.
Or they can't be the one that has a structure, because the woman knows everything.
Yeah.
And the woman wants to do everything, because women are powerful now and we don't need men. And so they've twisted it in some way, you know?
Yeah, I hear you.
And
I hear you.
It's really unfortunate, because some men don't even know how to approach girls anymore.
Yeah.
Because girls can be it's good that we're empowered now. It's good that we're empowered
but
now.
It does need to balance out. It does need to balance out, because I can't imagine my life without my bros in. I love my bros. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I have a different relationship with my male friends than I do with my female friends. But I love them both for different reasons. But it makes for a nice balance, because there's certain things where I speak to a male friend, perhaps instead of a female friend. Yeah, because it would just be too, maybe I don't need any emotion added to the emotion that I've already got. Maybe I actually need some logic on it. Do you understand where I'm coming from? But also picking the right male who has got a feminine intuition. They're in touch with their feminine energy. Yeah, because you don't want it over you don't want it too cold, you don't want it too brutal.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But go on, sorry honey, I interrupted you.
Yeah, no, I was just saying, like, we're looking at when there's, so what happens when there's too much of one energy and there's lacking of the other. So man and woman, so if the man approaches one of these, you know, a woman that has too much masculine energy and he has masculine energy, then it doesn't work, you know, because they both want to make decisions and they both want to make structures. And it's like, you know, I think if there's a combination of both of those energies, then they merge better together. So it's finding how to merge with your partner in a good way. So say, for example, it would help me when I learned about, you know, feminine energy, masculine energy, I'd be like, oh, okay, now I know why, my relationship didn't work with so-and-so, because I always wanted to be, the one to make the decisions and stuff. And I never allowed him to express himself. Or even if I did want to control the situation and I wanted to just do it all myself, I could have just stepped back and say, actually, baby, that's great. I love that idea. And even though I probably didn't like the idea very much, just let him be the man.
Yeah.
Okay. And then just be soft. And, it's just like, how can a man come near you if you're always like kind of just not angry, but just like really like too active? You're not flowing. You're constantly trying to achieve stuff, constantly trying to be active towards stuff. So, with a couple, it's and also vice versa. If a man has too much feminine energy, a lot of men are in that kind of neutral space because they don't know how to use their masculine energy anymore, because it feels like they're not allowed, right?
Yeah, they've been told that it's wrong.
You can't do anything to a woman because you're going to get sued, or, you know what I mean? Not that, but be very careful.
Yeah.
Because if you try and be a man, or you want to be, it's like they don't know how to be in that masculine energy. So therefore they're neutral. So they don't know how to make decisions. So when a woman's trying to find a guy, that's why us women keep saying, oh, there's no men out there. There's no men out there. But it's because the men no longer, they find it hard to be in that masculine energy, because, it's not right for men to do this, or, they find it hard as well. So it's quite interesting. We could be going on for hours talking about how, but it's understanding each one of those traits and understanding that they are part of us, and also, like, if you look at it like in mythology, you're talking about gods and goddesses, right? And we have gods and goddesses in us, both of them,
totally,
both feminine and masculine.
But the god at the moment is holding the sword, going, stay away from the female, right? Stay away from the feminine. The masculine energy in most of us, and I think in particular women, the masculine energies with sword going, who are you? Like very kind of scanning who else is coming, because I'm protecting her. I'm protecting her, and I will take your head off. Don't come any closer. Just back off. But the masculine energy now needs to put the sword down. Because we're in a space where feminine energy has now gone to the 70% as opposed to the 30%, or, it's kind of gone gradual throughout the years, I'm sure, but the sword needs to be put down now. It needs to be placed down and just to just be, and allow her to allow herself to come through.
Yeah, because there's no need for fighting. We don't need to conquer right now. We're not in that space. Conquering is not the way we're going forward now. There is going to be no more wars. This is not the world we're going to be living in now. The old system and the old ways are ending now. This is like a rebirth, so it's an opportunity for us, it's an opportunity to put the sword down. It's an opportunity to, to hold up other objects that represent deeper things like wisdom, like confidence, like, being courageous. And being courageous doesn't mean having to go out there with your masculine energy and kill everybody, or just kind of fight for your life. Being courageous also means being courageous to face your feminine energy, being courageous to just stay still for a moment and open your heart and cry. That is being courageous for a man.
And
can you do that in this moment?
Being more receptive, which is also a feminine energy. So being, just more open to possibilities, because the possibilities are endless in this space. We are creating our new world. So rather than sort of, penetrating in, having your focus in like, that got, this has got to end and No, just be more receptive and go with the flow more, a little bit more fluidity, which is also feminine.
Being good to yourself, being soft to yourself, being tender to yourself, Like if you are a newborn baby, just kind of be nice to yourself, you know, rock yourself a little bit. You know what I mean? Like be good to yourself. It's also very important to remember this. We run our lives with certain perceptions, and we get triggered in our day-to-day life depending on what happened to us when we were children. Okay. It also is very important, if your mum or your dad, if your dad was the one in charge and you never had a mum in the household, yeah, and you're a woman, say you're a woman, and you always saw your dad always taking control, then in your life, you probably think that, you know, you probably don't connect to emotions very much. Maybe your mum didn't share a lot of emotion. Maybe your mum wasn't really there, you know, and you only had a father role. You only had a father there. So maybe you're not in touch with your, you know, with your emotions, with that feminine energy. So if that's the case, if you know this from your past, then you know what maybe you need to work on. You know where, maybe that's why I'm not in contact with my emotions, because my dad, when I was little, always told me, don't cry, girl, or don't cry, boy, right? So it's understanding that he only knew what he was told. Okay, he didn't know that that was part of the darkness that was making people, you know, making people not connect with their feminine energy, so that they were out of balance, and so that they would get sick, and, you know, there would be disease in the world. Okay, so it's knowing, like, you know, who is in charge in my life, who is in charge in my family members, like what energy was there and what energy was there lacking. Okay. And perhaps is that the reason why I'm lacking that energy? Am I lacking that energy within my relationship? You know, what's my partner energy? What's my partner's energy like? And what was what were her parents like? So if you're in a relationship and you're struggling right now, it might be good to sit down and say, okay, babe, you know, let's think about our feminine energy and our masculine energies. Like, what have you got? What have I got? Okay, so do you think maybe we're arguing because of this? Because, you know, because you're not letting me, you know, maybe plan a little bit more, and, you know, maybe you can be a bit softer, and okay, let's try that. So it's being conscious within your relationship as well. And if you don't have a relationship, it's about being conscious with yourself and knowing how you act, and, you know, giving yourself those spaces to be in that feminine energy, and giving yourself the spaces to be in that masculine energy, you know? So, you know, if you're there's a lot of people out there that are very love and light. There's a lot of, like, you know, spiritual beings that, you know, they're very love and light, and they're very feminine, and, you know, but you know, that doesn't mean that they are aligned completely. They are missing that masculine energy, because, you know,
it requires action. Some of the things that, you know, there's no point in having intuition and it just remains as a feeling or a thought. Sometimes there is action that needs to be applied, which is the masculine energy. I mean, we could have been speaking about this during our talks. We could have been in the flow and flowing and flowing, but actually it was you that come with the masculine energy. Go, yeah, boom, let's do this. I'm like, right, okay. Then I went, boom, I matched your masculine energy. All right, I'm going to set up. We'll use my Zoom. Boom, boom, boom. And here we are.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, so if you have, okay, talking about business, I was an entrepreneur, if you will, or, you know, a business owner.
Yeah.
I find that I have that business knowledge now. And it's very important to have that structure. It's very important to have that structure, you know, because if you're in the flow and you're creative, like a lot of these love and light, you know, people who, like, yeah, that's great if you're, you know, living in the woods, and but, like, what are you doing with that product? Now you have that product, you know, you can be in that creative flow, but then you have to go out and sell that. Then you have to go out and shine. You have to give that to the world. You have to show the world what it is you have, you know, and be decisive, and do it with logic, because we live in a masculine planet, or we have been.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, in that.
But that's changing now. I think the way we do business will change.
Oh, no, totally. I mean, I've got a group on Telegram, and it's like co-creators of New Earth. And it's so great because we're just sharing everything, and, you know, it's a totally different way of doing business, a totally different way of doing. We're going to be sharing what we have. What skills do you have? Oh, I have this, you have that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's also maybe just finding the right people. Even if you're in your work environment, it's good and it's important to know what energies that person has that you're working with. Because if you're working alongside someone that has really strong masculine energy, and your masculine energy is there as well, and you're both kind of deciding, yeah, you clash. You clash, you know. This is I'm just giving this example because it's relevant and important in every single area of our lives.
Yeah.
Because that's who we are, you know.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree with what you're saying. If we look at our societies, things like racism that we've endured on the planet, and sexism, and the destruction of the planet, it's kind of in that masculine energy. Yeah, where it's like, my God, there's black people in the village, destroy, penetrate them and get them out. Do you know what I mean? Where feminine energy is a bit more kind of receptive. Okay, what's their story? How comes they're here? Okay, it's kind of a bit more from here and not so much from here. Okay, they got a story. Let's hear them. Okay, they're cool people. You know, they got children. This is what they had to go through to raise the children. Yeah, come, eat, drink from my cup, eat from my plate.
It's heart wisdom and compassion.
Yes.
It's compassion.
Yes.
Having compassion.
Yeah.
You know, that's the feminine energy.
Yeah. A lot of that, I think, we're gonna start to work to heal that, because feminine energy is a very healing energy also. Yeah. A very healing energy. And a seeker of truth. Like she's not really into that kind of, this kind of more of an ego thing, you know, like sort of the ego chat, just to sort of chat your way out of whatever. Feminine energy likes truth. So what are you saying? What's been going on here? You've been messing with the kids, huh? That ain't going on. You know, she's not going to be, it's very important because female women have been seen as weak. Well, I, from my own personal experience as a woman, and my sisters that I have around me, they are far from weak, because a lot of them are single parent families. You know, they are the breadwinner, the nurturer, they're everything. And I think that is a job that is just so unrecognized in our society, because what we make of our kids, we put out into the world, and the kids are the future. So those kids are literally what you're going to be growing old in, right? So we kind of need to know and recognize that feminine energy isn't just soft, fluffy, or weak and helpless. Yeah, there's I don't really see weak and helpless in any of my sisters at all, right?
Well, yeah, the thing is that our sisters perhaps had to go through more pain in certain sense. Like I remember my brother would go out and play, and I had to clean the house, for example, when I was younger. You know, us women have always had it a little bit harder than the guys. And I think, you know, for example, your sisters, I feel that because they've been through quite a lot of stages where they've had to stand in their masculine energy. They've been doing that for a long time. So they've had enough time to actually also dive into their feminine energy and to be wise and to go in. Because being a single mom, you literally are in. Yeah. You are in the house all the time. So it's kind of like there's no other way, right?
Yes, yeah.
So you kind of, you know, that's because they've just become wiser, because they've merged both of those energies. However, yeah, sometimes you can realize like, oh, hang on, I've got too much of that masculine energy going on. I kind of need to be a bit softer with myself. Yeah. But I think we're doing it more and more now with these last 2 years. I mean, I feel like I'm just, you know, on top, you know, I just feel like I'm in balance in every way, you know.
Yeah.
And I think many women probably do feel that. But again, what we were saying, you know, this would be great to go out to our brothers make sure they really connect with this, because it's
they need to know that it's okay to connect to the feminine energy, because it isn't a sign of weakness at all. There's some intuition that lays there for you. You know what I mean? You know, like, and that magnetism, that magnet energy, you can draw things to you. You don't have to go out, find, or look up. You know, like, oh yeah, have to, you know, masculine energy is, say, looking up to the heavens, whereas feminine energy is, I'll bring the heaven to me. Yeah. So the fact that there's a lot of guys that are feeling suicidal, you know, like male suicide is on the rise. That shows us that there is an imbalance of energies. If you're going to look into it deeper, I'm sure that every single one that has every single suicide case has their own details, but not focusing on details, the bigger picture is a lot of these guys do feel out of place.
Yeah, I think it's the time for men who do feel out of place to it's their turn to step into the other energy, because we've done it.
Yeah,
a lot of us stepped into that energy that wasn't, you know, what represent, you know, it wasn't the feminine energy. We had to step into that masculine energy and step up, you know, and man up. We had to man up. Yeah, we had to man up to face this masculine energy planet that we've been living in, this system that is very masculine. But now maybe the space is becoming more feminine. It's not for boys to give up and go, oh, now what? What can I do? I can't do anything. No, this is the time to actually discover that feminine energy, discover what it is to feel that feminine energy, and allow yourself to do that. Detach yourself from the ego, detach yourself from the identity of who you are, you know, or who you think you are, you know, who the system has made you believe you are. You know, John working in IT in the corporate whatever in London town. No, you are not that person anymore. You are so much bigger than that. You are so much bigger than that, you know, and therefore allowing to disconnect from that identity of who you are, that job that you had, you know, that family member that you had in your life, that relationship that you had in your life, if you're no longer with that woman, or, you know, and be able to discover a whole side of you that you have not discovered, a side of you that is going to bring you the answers that you're looking for. And it's not about going out, trying to chase and trying to fight and trying to conquer. It's about going in now, you know, and allowing that to happen. You know, maybe you can put practices in there. You can maybe meditate or listen to some soft music, or just write down how you're feeling with whatever you're feeling at the moment, with your frustration, leaving that frustration on paper, to be able to cry it out and then just feel so much better, feel like a little boy that's just cried a bit, and, you know, feeling that tenderness. And that's the mother energy. If you feel that and you allow it to embrace you, you know, but you need to create that space so that you can feel better with yourself and realize that you're oh so valuable to the planet right now. And that, you know, all you need to do is connect with source and connect with, you know, everything around you, and be okay with just sitting for a while, you know, be okay to just work on that.
Yeah, I agree, darling. Totally.
What time is it, Dad?
Yeah, soon. Ending time.
What is it? What have we done?
Well, it's 1 o'clock now. In about an hour, roughly.
Okay, cool. Well, we can end it here if you want. I can just run through a little bit. So I just want to mention a little bit about. So we're going to play a tune, aren't we?
Yeah, it's one of your tunes. I like it.
One I did with Mr Lefteye, David.
Yay! Ooh, big up, big up, big up.
That was a while ago, but it's very creative, very flowy, and it's very feminine energy. You know, it represents the feminine energy, and I'm singing about the stars and the river flowing, and yeah, it's very kind of feminine energy. So this is for all of you out there. And when I do my dance sessions, if I put a tune on, when we work on the feminine energy, it's all about, so the masculine energy is very linear. It's linear movements, you know, it's very kind of, okay, here I am, you know, here I'm coming. This is me. I'm strategy. I'm doing, I'm creating action, do, yeah. But when we work on the feminine energy, it's more about closing your eyes and going in and kind of, it's more like circular movements. It's gentle. Your muscles are relaxed. Your knees are bent. You know, you leave your mouth open and you're like, and you're allowing movement to flow within you. And you're allowing the energy to flow within you, because emotions are energy in motion. It's all about energy in motion. That's what the feminine energy represents. Okay, so we'll play this tune. And we can dance it, okay?
Before you play the tune,
yeah, go on.
I just want to ask a question. You see on your dance, your vital dance experience, do you get mostly women?
Well, okay.
I do on my meditations. I get mostly women.
Yes, I do pretty much.
Yeah, and mostly women come to me for healing.
No, there are men out there who do dance.
Oh yeah, no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, would you say, what's the percentage of women to men?
Well, I had no men in my last one. I was like, where are the men in Mallorca? Like, so I've made an event, a Valentine's event. It's called Celebrate Your Love, and I'm gonna serve some cocktails and stuff, because I think if they, you know, it's hard. If there's no alcohol and it's guided, I'm gonna do it less guided. It's gonna be more like just emceeing, you know, and just kind of hyping the party. But I'm gonna be taking them on a trip. They don't know that yet. But yeah, we'll play some cool and stuff. I got a DJ giving the tracks that I want him to play, and he'll play a bit of whatever.
So you get mostly women, like, because I do as well. So this is a shout out to the guys. Come on, start stepping up, start doing the work. We're here to receive you. There isn't any sort of trap or you know, like, it's okay. It's, you know, it's okay to cry. It's okay to not be okay. Yeah, it's okay to not provide, not earn a wage right now in this shit show that we've been put through for the last 2 years. So I just wanted to always big up my sisters, but I also want to big up my brothers as well, because you are important in this world. Connect to that feminine energy, get out in nature, you know, get out and just be the best person that you can be. And that goes for everyone. Yeah, so I just wanted to that just
can I just say something
of course you can.
Lovely as well.
Yeah.
If, you know, it's really difficult sometimes for the men out there to, you know, feel that motherly feeling, to feel that mother caressing them, hugging them if they don't have a mum. Same with women. But, you know, one good thing you can do as well, Mother Earth is always there for you. You have a garden, it's a sunny day. Just lie on the grass in the park and just feel her.
Yeah,
just
man.
Feel her sustaining you. Feel her holding you. Really.
Yeah.
It's such a beautiful feeling if you know, intentionally just lie on the grass and just feel the sense of safety, the sense of support, you know, because you can get that from Mother Earth.
Yeah,
even
definitely.
Just for the walk, you know, you can get that, you know.
Definitely. Yeah, I like, even down to how we build buildings, you know, the way it's kind of all done, I think is not the best practice for Mother Earth. I've kind of sensed that around my area because I do foraging, right? So, and there's been quite a lot of building work going around here. So where I foraged before and since the building work, I've noticed that there's parasites on some of the berries that I'm picking. Are kind of laden with parasites, and that's the only change that I've noticed is the building. So it kind of does have an effect on how we do things, and building construction's very kind of a masculine area, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like, yeah, we just sort of boom, boom, bosh, bosh, bosh. There's no thought for the earth.
No.
So we're all learning, and I'm sure we're gonna kind of get there and connect with it better. But yeah, guys, do get out on Mother Earth, man, and give her a kiss, hug a tree. Doesn't matter if you look silly.
Yeah.
Look, see, with me and Hammer Man, we do that shit all the time.
Just check if no one's coming and then just come in.
Get a quick sneaky one in. Whee! I snubbed an oak today, yeah.
On a serious note, so if anybody really wants to take on, you know, embodying the female energy, the feminine energy, embodying the masculine energy, I am going to be doing online sessions soon. And I think it's a great opportunity for what I'm doing, Debs, now, because people are at home and no one's looking. No one's looking. All you need to do is listen to my voice, and we put songs on and we put, you know, good house tunes on. We start slow. We put dub on. I put any tune that is related to what we are working on.
Yeah.
You know, and then you feel so much better afterwards, you know, and it's a great opportunity to do that, you know. So do come to Amazee, join my Amazee Music Telegram group for online dancing, and do come and join our Bella Emotion channel. Me and Debs are on there sharing loads of really cool information right now. I mean, we're going from like dark to the current news, and then, you know, just some really amazing, you know, beautiful news about the world. So really interesting to come and join us there. Right, I'm going to play this tune, Debs.
Go for it.
Okay, so let's stand up. So we'll just kind of stand up and move to it. Okay, because what I want people to do, I'm just going to put my camera up a bit. Okay, there. Can you see me? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I want people to do, if you can in your home, I mean, the sound is not great, but we're just going to play it anyway. And it's just about, as I say, the movements of the feminine energy are very soft, you know, very flowy, very circular movements. Okay. So I'll play it for a little bit, I'll dance it a little bit, and then we'll leave the logo there for you to just do it on your own, in your own time. So, Debbie.
Good day, sister, yeah?
Lovely once again. Right,
as always.
We'll see you on the next one.
Yay.
So this song is called Imagine.
Sound waves entering the inner ear. Sound waves of different frequencies create different waveforms in the basilar membrane within the cochlea. High-frequency sound vibrates the basilar membrane at the base of the cochlea. Medium-frequency sound vibrates in the middle, and low-frequency sound vibrates it at the apex.
So you can put your hands on your heart and breathe in. You can close your eyes. And it's just moving every area of your body. So it's looking at your hands and realizing, looking at your body, touching your body, being soft, being compassionate with yourself.